clearly look 10 years younger than you
high
actually
blood
are.
pressure runs in my family. My dad had it, so I came down with it a few years ago. So I just been watching my weight. If you keep your weight down, you lower your pressure. If you watch your salt, you lower your pressure. Keep your potassium high, vegetables, and try to get back to natural living. That's the key. Too much canned food, too much condensed sugar, or in the form of concentrated calories like fruit juice, too much. Even coffee with sugar in it every day. These things add up, bring your weight up. That causes your pancreas to work harder, causes your body to store more fat, which causes your cortisol to go up. That causes more stress, and it becomes a revolving cycle. They call it metabolic syndrome, which is sort of a precursor to diabetes. So you can be on a bad course and not know it. And that's what was happening with me. I had to watch myself. Even though I was into working out, I was into training and eating good food. But still, you can have some certain amount of stuff leaking into your diet that isn't nutritious and just giving you too many calories. So you have to watch the concentrated calories and the hidden calories, and eat more natural foods with the roughage, the vegetables, a certain amount of fruit, not too much excessive fruit, because fruit is still sugar. And you have to up your water, your exercise, and get proper rest.
We don't like to go to the doctor. You know, we have a disingenuous trust when it comes to our health. First of all, poverty is a form of insanity. Poverty drives men and women crazy. And when people know that they are living in impoverished conditions, they accept that and they take that on. And when you take that on mentally, it becomes a part of your mental perspective. Then you allow yourself to oppress yourself. Oppression breeds tyranny and injustice. And as a result of the tyranny and injustice, it comes from our self-oppression that we inflict upon ourselves because of our hatred for ourselves and our hatred to have wellness, a good life for sustainability. So we disregard our health. We eat all in between meals, and we don't exercise and all this other stuff like that, and we become obese. The Bible says very clearly that they of a man's own household can be his worst enemy. We take that to be mom and dad. No, your body is your household. So if you're constantly putting bad thoughts and bad foods and suggestions into your body, your house takes on the ills and endures the effects of illnesses.
It's been my opinion that society goes out of its way to separate the African American male from the African American female. What do you think are some of the factors that we can do to combat that?
Living in a way that does not confirm and affirm the stereotypes. We act out stereotypes and just be decent. That's all. Just be decent and respectful. I mean, I don't think society, because black women are subjects of racism and stereotyping too, I don't think society continues to separate black men and black women. We ourselves separate ourselves by our conduct.
Do you believe that our African American sisters are indeed supporting us, or do you believe that there has become a chasm between us, just how the society has placed us and pictured us, especially the media and my all-time favorite, the 6 o'clock news?
Well, first of all, a woman shouldn't support any man that's lazy. A woman shouldn't support any man that cannot elevate her, as a man. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad always taught in the nation that the job of the man, just like it says in the Quran, the job of the man is to be a maintainer of the woman.
Yep.
And her job is to get strength from the man. And this, unfortunately, African American women, when they do not get strength and they do not get guidance and support from a man, then their nature dictates, or their nature tells them that either I have to take control of the relationship, and sometime in the process that I'm taking control of the relationship, because the man is not where he's at or where he needs to be as a man, we take that as if the woman is challenging us. We take that and we misconstrue that. See, a woman, I believe that a woman worries about how bills are going to be paid, and whereas us as men, we worry about just keeping a job. See, a woman ain't thinking like that. See, a woman is thinking about, listen, I need to know 6 months between now and here and now whether these bills are going to be paid, whether we're going to continue to have a roof over our head. And if she see you lacking in any of those areas, she's going to step up to the plate, and she might challenge your manhood, and you might think that, it's a chasm and all this other stuff like that, but it really is not. It's just that she's just making sure through her security that we're going to be secure, and that we're going to be all right. So a lot of us as men, a lot of us as black men, we cannot deal with an educated, sophisticated, independent black woman today, is because of the fact that we ourselves have not arrived at our manhood. So as a result of that, we challenge a woman, and the next thing you know, domestic abuse becomes a reality, and the domestic violence becomes an issue in a household because we're not on the same page. When I love a woman that is sophisticated, I love a woman that is educated, I love a woman that knows herself, because if you know yourself, you're going to drive me to my purpose and my direction in life.
Actually.
And then we could take that together and make a reality for ourselves. But today, I believe that black men and women, we really need to have a sit down and a dialogue, and it ain't going to happen until both sexes, understand their roles.
I think I heard you mention to me that you and your wife have been married for 15 years or something like that?
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, going on that.
Okay. Can you share how you met?
We met at a local barbecue. George Hopkins, a neighbor of mine, was having a barbecue, and her sister was there, whom I knew. And I hadn't met my wife when she was young, and then we re-met at the barbecue, and then we started talking and hanging out, and then we became great friends, and then from there, romance. And now we have this beautiful family.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. The reason why that's important, I think, is because if you ask me, I believe that society goes out of its way to separate African American males from African American females. That's
Well,
just my
African American males and females go out of their way to separate each other too.